Okay. Well, on the subject of those dogs who would wish to piss out man's fire, we have a question about Saudi Arabia. So coming up to the 12th anniversary of September 11th, 2001, attacks on the Pentagon and the World Trade Center, there are new revelations of a further cover-up of the crimes. Through a Freedom of Information Act suit, a local Florida newspaper, the Broward Bulldog, has confirmed that the Tampa FBI field office has 15,000 documents on 9/11, and it appears those investigative files were withheld from the joint congressional inquiry. The chair of that inquiry, former Senator Bob Graham, along with Representative Walter Jones, is demanding that the government declassify the 28-page chapter of the final report detailing the role of the Saudi kingdom, and specifically of Prince Bandar bin Sultan in the financing of 9/11. Mr. LaRouche, you have placed an enormous public spotlight on the 28 pages of the 9/11 issue. Where does this issue stand? Why is it so important and timely now? And what must happen?
Well, the question has to be formulated properly, and then you begin to get the answers tumbling out of the closet. First of all, there are three entities involved in 9/11. One is the British monarchy. Number two is the BAE, a military production capability resource. The third is the Saudi kingdom. What we do know that the pilots, for example, who flew into the Twin Towers were Saudi agents under the direction of the ambassador to the United States of Saudi Arabia. So that despite the fact of all his secret documents and so forth, there are certain simple facts which are known. And the facts are that this was a British operation with a Saudi slug involved, and with this BAE corporation, which was produced the military, most of that material used for that operation. We have the facts are known. Those facts are known. All you have to do, instead of looking for some mysterious reading of some document, you don't need to know some secret document or some that's been made secret. Where did the equipment come from? And who were the people who delivered it? Who were the people who were Saudi pilots working under the direction of the ambassador to the United States from Saudi Arabia, who's still a leading honcho in Saudi Arabia? And that's how the thing was done. The names of the pilots, the identities of the pilots who flew into the Twin Towers is known. And there are people who under oath are not allowed to say what they know in terms of so-called details. I don't go by the details, I go by the facts. The details can often fool you. The facts are where did the equipment come from? How much did it cost? Who was supplying the government? See, the problem was that you had a long period of Saudi oil and British schemes. And that's how it worked. So they had they built up a military capability with the British make, British pilots, Saudi pilots, and this corporate structure. And the whole thing was done by oil speculation, done from Saudi Arabia, but done in the North Sea with trading petroleum and reselling it in this area. This created the BOE resources, and this is what made it possible to pull these things together. And there are other things which I won't speak about, which I do know. Something about what families from the United States were involved in this operation. That's the truth of the matter. And there's no doubt about it. There are many people who do know about this, but they're hushed up because they want to refer to documents. They want to refer to specific evidence. Yeah, but the point is there was something going on here. What about that North Sea oil business, where the British and the BOE and the Saudis were running a swindle out there? Where'd the money come from for this operation? It came from these sources. And it came from the complicity of some Americans, from families that are fairly significant and have a fairly long record of affinity to the Saudis, the British, and to the Saudis. Now, the same people like Prescott Bush, for example, is one of those types. He was the guy who funded Hitler into power. He was a part of a company, a whole assortment of people who were part of the same system. What the problem is in the United States is not secret. Some people have documented evidence which is secret. It's been made secret. And that is an obstacle. That secrecy is an obstacle to the truth being made apparent to the whole U.S. population. But every American has a right to know these things. And the fact that, that Bush, young Bush, George W. Bush, and Obama both played this game of cover-up is simply part of the same picture.